Hello everyone, my name's James from Ultimate Transport Valet, and today we're going to be detailing a very special car. Special to me because I'm from the Midlands in the UK, which is where this manufacturer is actually based, and special for the owner, David, who we're going to speak to a little bit later, because this car really ignited a passion for the brand. So let's get into it as we detail the 4.2 litre Jaguar E-Type. Okay, so that's enough of me opening doors. So this E-Type is actually fairly recently repainted into this gorgeous colour, and as with the rest of the car, it's immaculately kept, including these gorgeous spoke wheels. So a quick thank you and a shout out to David, who actually cleaned these himself, saving me a task today. Okay, so what's normal for me is to start with the interiors. We're just going to get rid of all of the debris first. We're going to work from back to the front, top down, because let's face it, very rarely in a car like this is that hood coming up. And that is where all the dust and debris will fly into as you drive along. I've actually got an attachment on there which is really handy. It's like a hairbrush on the front of the nozzle, which I really like much more than having to use the detailing brushes as well as the hoover. Sometimes there's cases for each, but for me at that time it was just it's just a great little addition. I do like it. So having to be careful here because as of the age of the car, there's a few bits that are a bit loose and a bit tricky to detail. So not quite like a new car, you can't just get in there and blast things about and just get the dust off. You've got to be a bit more careful, especially in those trickier areas. That being said, we move on to the detailing brush, getting into those trickier contact areas that often have stubborn debris and muck. So next I'll move on to the back of the car, starting with the fuel cap, and then we'll get into the boot space. Because as with most of these old cars, there's not much to detail in terms of interior softs and carpets. So I'll go a bit further into the spare space to get any hidden muck and debris, just because it's nice if you have the eventual flat just to have a clean workspace once you get in there. But then as you can see comes the inevitable jigsaw puzzle to try and get everything back in. Next we'll move on to all the bits that we pulled out of the boot. So you've got the leather interior carpet. Give that a good brush and wipe down and spray down with the Tornador, then a leather clean and a leather conditioner just to keep that leather nice and supple. Moving on to the carpet pull-out mats, not to be confused with the other rubber mats that are in there. I think these are probably the original ones that came with the car, but I'd have to confirm that unless anybody can update me otherwise in the comments. So once we're done with the softs and the interior mats, we'll put them back and we'll start on the shine of the car, starting with just general APC and leather cleaner for appropriate areas. Just one bit of nostalgia as well for those little old school radios and dials. Gotta love them. So as I move on to the other side of the car, giving everything a nice clean and condition, it's worth pointing out I'm not overly using too much product on this car because you just can't in these old cars. They're not as watertight as the new cars, so it's just not worth risking it. So once I've done all of the dashboard and front area, we'll move on to the leather seating area. Get all that nice and cleaned and conditioned again. Next, moving on to the metal and chrome work using G-Technic M1, which does a great job at restoring this somewhat dull brushed metal steering wheel. Next, some may say a slightly pointless task, but one that is great for older windscreens with a lot of grime on them, is the sort of pre-wash clean. And of course, not forgetting the exterior chrome before moving onto the engine bay. I like to get the polishing done sort of pre-wash, so then all I've got to do is just wipe it down and clean it off at the end and fix up any polished bits that I need to. But the majority of that's done pre-external wash, that is. As with the wire wheels, this engine bay is kept in immaculate condition, so it's only a quick detail just to clean up any oil or debris before moving on to the external. Okay, so at this point I'm actually going to break away from the description and I'm going to cut to an interview I did with David just after I'd finished the car, as I thought it gave some great insight into the car's history, but also some context for anyone wondering why these cars are kept in near factory floor condition by owners and detailers around the world.
I bought it 5 years ago. It was very much a spur of the moment sort of job, really, because I just sold one or two vintage cars. I had no intention of buying a Jaguar at all, never even driven one or sat in one. But my sons found this in one of the magazines. We went and had a look at it up at Bridge North, and I liked it that much. I bought it straight away, really. The bodywork was the thing. I mean, it was so straight. The shut lines are excellent, and the paint job. It came in from America. It was originally left-hand drive, and it came in 1990 back to the UK. And an E-Type guru bought it back. It was totally restripped, pulled apart completely, and he rebuilt it. And he knew what he was doing. The engine, gearbox, everything was done, and bodywork. And so it came out like a new car, to the extent that it won a lot of concours d'elegance, both here and abroad. He kept it for about 12, 15 years, and about 2005 he sold it to a chap called Mike Hu, and he had several E-Types. And Mike kept it, but he didn't use it much. And eventually he decided to reduce his flock of sheep, so to speak, and he gave it to Smallman Hall up in Bridge North, the Jaguar people, to sell. And that's how I picked it up, really.
You say it's not a Jaguar colour, but it's
It's
an
as close as you can get. Yes, it was deliberately done this colour, rather than the scarlet colour which Jaguar did. But I mean, it's still only done 24,000 miles since 1990 when it was rebuilt, so with a 5-speed box, it'll cruise all day at 100 mile an hour. It's a very tight motor car, and all the suspension is tight, so and it goes around the corners amazingly well, really. It just wants a nice long run to Portugal or something like that.
Got it, mate.
The whole car is unmarked, really.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It won the Jaguar's Concourse at Prescott Hill Climb 3 years ago.
Wow.
And was on the NEC Jaguar stand.
You took it to that? Or?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And it was, and they asked for it to go onto the Jaguar stand for the 50th celebrations for the E-Type at the NEC, and yeah, I was very happy to take it there, really. They had it for the weekend.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for letting me.
Pleasure, James, yeah, pleasure. And thank you for doing the job on it, really. It's superb, yeah.
It's just a gorgeous car. It's absolutely stunning.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much to David for letting us show you all the E-Type and for inviting me along to detail it as well. It's worth pointing out again that this car really is a special car. The kind of example you don't really see that often anymore. So I was so glad to be able to make this film and show you all, even if the video doesn't do it justice as to how beautiful this car looks in person. Finally, a thank you to you for watching through to the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to comment below if you did or didn't. All opinions are welcome. But know this, by doing so you're supporting the channel and enabling us to make more content like this for you. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.